How's it going, everybody? It's Upon here with another Bukkit coding tutorial, but today I'm going to do something a little different. Rather than just showing you a simple concept, I'm going to actually start sort of like a mini series or a sub series, if you will, to the Bukkit coding series, and I am going to have in this series me coding a mini game, I suppose. So the mini game I'm gonna code is gonna be based off Battlefield 4's Conquest. You just anybody who played the game would know that you have to capture these key points on the map and hold them for the entirety of the match, and that's how you win the game, I suppose. But enough of me talking, let's just create it. Let's see, Conquest game tutorial, I guess. Tutorial mini game, Conquest mini game. Okay, I guess. Sure. Naming these things are sometimes harder than actually coding them. Okay, so let's create a package. Conquest dot, let's just do conquest dot mc. Name it. No, let's make our main class. Extend Java plugin, and in this episode I'm gonna go over the arenas. I'm not gonna test everything this episode. I'm gonna I need to import the Spigot library. So what was I saying? I'm not gonna debug it every episode. I'm just gonna have it just code everything at once, then at the end I'm gonna debug it, unless I implement something very complicated and I know it needs some debugging. Okay, this always does this. Is my downloads folder really that big? And it froze. Okay, let's see now. It turns out it wasn't even in the downloads folder. Okay, Spigot 7, that's my 1.9. I use 1.9, but you can use 1.10, it's not that different. Let's see, apply. Okay, extends Java plugin, import class. I'm using IntelliJ, if you couldn't tell already, and to import class is just Alt plus Enter, and let's on enable, public void on disable. Just set that up real quickly. In your on enable, you want to do this: if get data folder exists or doesn't exist, then we want to create it. Then get data folder, make directories. And today we're going to implement the arenas, so let's just say arenas, make an arena class, make an arena file, an arenas file, I should say, that contains all the data. I think that's all we need for the arenas. The arena class is going to be one instance per arena, and an arenas file is just going to be one instance per session. And let's just cache the arenas file. Arenas file. Close new arenas file. And we probably have to, we shouldn't initialize that there, because it's going to load before we make sure the data folder exists. Actually, let's create, you know what, let's just create an abstract file, because we're gonna have a bunch of files for player stats and stuff. And in my last episode, you can just extend abstract file, and it's really easy. Let's see here. if I can adjust my keyboard. Okay. Private main private file configuration config imports everything. Create the constructor. Kind of ironic. This dot main equals main. So I'm just initializing everything right now, and we need more parameters. String file name. This dot file equals new file main dot get data folder. That's gonna be the parent directory, and file name. Should I hard code the extension in? Let's not, because I'm used to doing it the other way. And let's make sure. Let's see if this exists. The file exists. If file does not exist, then we want to try to create it. File create new file, and if it fails, it's going to catch not an imaging op exception, IO exception, and let's just print the stack trace. Get rid of that. Let's add a method here called public void disable string message. So it's going to be the disable message, and I cannot seem to get my keyboard comfortably on my desk, but I'm just going to live with it. Bukkit get logger log level and let's severe, I guess. Let's just info, I guess. Message bucket get plugin manager disable plugin this. So it logs the disable message first, and then it disables the plugin, obviously. Okay, and we want to print the stack trace and disable the plugin. Main.disable plugin eget message, or let's just have could not create file name. There we go. So once the code gets here, we know the file exists, so we can do this.config equals YML configuration, load configuration from the file. Okay, and let's just have a public void save. Try to save the file, config save file, and if it fails, it's going to catch an IO exception, and just have it print stack trace, because we're going to be saving it when the plugin disables, so there's no point in disabling the plugin again. Okay, let's see. So now we can just do extends abstract file public arenas file. Just make it take in main, pass that to the parent constructor, or the super constructor, I should say. Was that yeah, that's the right import. Super main arenas file.yml. Okay, so now we have the arenas file set up, so it should create the file once this arenas file equals new arenas file this. Alright, so if I were to launch this right now, it should create a file, an empty arenas file, and let's have right here public void load data. And when working with data files, you have to keep in mind the structure you want to keep. So if I just show you real quick, let's say name of the arena, the world it's in, max player, max min players. Oh, now let's set these two values. Let's just say like 10 and 5. And let's see, what else do we want to store, I suppose, about the names. We can store the spawns, I guess, or should we have a different file for it? No, let's just have the spawns. Spawns, let's see, we can have spawn 1. I'm trying to think, because it's going to be 2 teams, and one team is going to have sort of like a cluster of subspawns, and the other team is also going to have a cluster of subspawns. So I'm trying to think of how to break it down, or I can do this. Let's see, let's have a red team and blue team. I know, the most overrated team names ever. Okay, so red team and blue. One can be, let's see, and it'll just have the location, and same for this one, it'll just have the location. So I think that should be the format, I suppose. So right now, keeping this in mind, we can do we can get all the arenas in the file by doing let's see if I remember how to do this. Let's make this protected first so I can access it. Config.get keys boolean deep. Well, we want that to false. Okay, false string key, not get key. Config.get keys false. So we just want this right here, and that's all the arenas we have. Okay, string name equals, well, actually let's change this to name, and then we can do int max players equals config dot get int name max players, and int dot min players can be config dot get int name dot min players. And the spawns, let's see what I can do with the spawns. I'm just gonna save that for another episode to do spawns. Let's create a constructor for this. Public arena main string name int max players int min players. Last minigame I did, I created an arenas property that held all of this in, but I'm not gonna do it this time. You know, just switch things up a bit. Let's see, private main. It's always good to have an instance of your main class in every class you create. It's sort of like a hub for your code, I suppose. That's how I see it. Max players, private and min players. Just initialize everything. And this keyboard is killing me. It's like in the most awkward position ever. Okay, max players equals max players. This dot min players. Okay, now we have that set up. Let's create some static methods real quick and some static fields. Let's see, private static final hash map string arena called arena names hash map, and let's do the same thing for the arena IDs, or yeah, let's do the same thing, arena IDs. So this is sort of like a registry, I guess. Let's see. Then we can do public static get arena string name, and that's supposed to return arena. So now we can just do return arena names get name, and we can do the same thing right here, public static arena get arena int id return arena IDs get ID. And if you notice, you can see that this is this integer is different from this integer. This is a primitive type, and this is the box type, I think. They're like interchangeable. You don't have to do integer value of and all that stuff, I think, because in the new versions of Java, they actually automatic boxing and stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. And let's just add some getters. Generate, oh no, override method, generate getter for those three. And right here, since this is the constructor, when we create an arena, we want to register it, arena names, put name this, and arena IDs put, and I'm gonna do something like this, private static, make it static so that it's not dependable on the class instance. It's going to be an integer, ID equals 0, and put ID this and ID plus plus. Okay, so for every arena we create, we'll get a unique ID. Back here we can do, I really want to work on the spawns. I don't know. I might save that for another episode. But yeah. Oh wait. Yes. Specify the world. Oh, don't make protected. Private world. This dot world equals world. Okay, and let's just create a getter for the world. Return world. Okay, so ideally next episode we're going to work on the spawns. I'm still debating whether I should just save the location or just use a location object, or create my own class to manage the spawns. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out, but for now this is the episode. We got a little bit done on the arena side, and yeah, I probably have a lot of mistakes here, but I will correct everything before officially debugging it. So yeah, this has been episode 1. Have a nice day and goodbye.